The problems Caltrans is having with the New Bay Bridge getting worse tonight. The failure of 32 rods on the New Bay Bridge in March has led to an investigation of more than 2,000 of them. So how will that affect the countdown to the bridge's scheduled opening? Well, that's unclear at this point. It's now just 122 days away. ABC 7 News transportation reporter Heather Ishimaru is live on Treasure Island tonight with the latest on this, Heather.
Well, Dan, Caltrans is still trying to decide on the best repair plan for those 32 broken rods. And now the investigation that started with those rods has expanded, so they have an even bigger problem on their hands. The galvanized high-strength rods are produced in a way that makes them susceptible to breaking in a marine environment. Of the more than 2,300 installed on the self-anchored suspension bridge, only 32 have broken. But Caltrans is now reviewing quality control tests for all of them and doing additional testing. In 2004, Caltrans updated its bridge design specifications, or manual, banning the use of this type of bolt. Yet they were installed 4 years later. Still, Caltrans says using them was perfectly acceptable.
Manuals for building anything, but particularly bridges, get updated often. Some get updated annually. And if we stopped and changed the material every time there was an update, we'd still be designing this bridge, not building it.
The review of the suspect rods is the latest in a series of construction fumbles that would seem to threaten the scheduled Labor Day weekend opening. But that decision hasn't been made yet.
Vehicles will not be put on this structure until we have determined it is 100% safe.
Former Caltrans spokesman and ABC 7 News Bay Bridge consultant Bart Ney says it's not just the contractor and Caltrans monitoring the work. There are third-party inspectors as well. Caltrans should be able to explain to the taxpayers what happened.
There has been thorough inspection on this, and I think what the agencies have to answer is why were these type of bolts chosen?
Dan McNichol is a kind of third party, not an inspector, but a writer. He wrote a best-selling book about Boston's Big Dig. He has a construction map of the $23 billion transportation project in his Emeryville condo. And this is a mock-up of the Bay Bridge book he has researched and hopes to write. He says what's happening on the bridge now is typical of mega projects. The Big Dig was done in segments. The opening day for every one of them was delayed.
California is no longer a pioneer in land and territory. It's a pioneer, though, in technology. And this bridge, and Caltrans as the owner of it, pushing the edge of engineering on a magnificent scale.
We might get an answer to that burning question of whether or not the bridge will open as scheduled Labor Day weekend this coming Wednesday, May 8th. There's a meeting, a status report, an update, including all of the relevant agencies at the MTC in Oakland. And at that meeting, we might get the answer to that question. On Treasure Island, Heather Ishimaru, ABC 7 News.
All right, we'll see. Heather, thanks very much.